Give it up for Hendrick.
Right, go Zach.
It's all yours, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You know, I'm really impressed at the turnout here tonight. If you would have told me that the comedy scene would have been like this 5 years ago, I would have told you, who are you? Get the fuck out of my house, because I wasn't doing comedy back then. So, I'm ADHD, which, if you don't know that acronym by now, that stands for a dope hoochie daddy. And when you're ADHD, it means that you're pretty much just like anybody else, except for the simple fact that Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is completely monogamous. He never cheats. Once he's with one woman, he's with her for life. And that's why they call him Peter Parker. I had a Starbucks Nitro cold brew the other day, which is just a long, weird, complicated way to say hipster laxative. Starbucks, so much milk you'll shit. I was listening to a Faith Hill song the other day called This Kiss. And I think the main point she wanted to make in that song was just that she knew some bigger words. Because if you look back, she was dating Tim McGraw, and I mean maybe, but I really doubt that Tim McGraw was creating centrifugal motion. I mean maybe the guy that got barbecue sauce on his white t-shirt gave her a pivotal moment. So, I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I actually used to identify as a male trapped in a woman's body. And I stayed that way for quite some time. And then I was born. And when I was born, the doctor took one look at me, and he went, "Aw, autistic. He's probably autistic." But it wasn't long before I started asking a lot of long, complicated questions like, why does the moon glow? Who gave Santa Claus presents when he was a child? What do you mean he's not my real dad? And then not long after that, I discovered music, and my first favorite artist was actually Michael Jackson. And now that I'm a grown man and I look back on it, he probably would have liked me a lot too. So who here has their medical marijuana card? I do, and I'll admit, it's kind of extortion, and most of the time I'd rather just go to the old weed guy, like usual, but there is one thing that the dispensary has on the weed guy, and that's if I just walk away mid-sentence from the bud tender, they still have to sell me weed the next week. So, fellas of Polk County, do you guys ever have these meth head ladies come up to you and they kind of simultaneously panhandle and hit on you at the same time? For me, the typical experience is usually something like,
Smeagol thinks you have beautiful eyes, precious. Can we have $15 and a ride to the bus stations? And by the way, have you seen our other flip-flop?
my only defense mechanism so far is I just guard my passenger door and I give them the old, "You shall not pass!" So I've been single the past 2 years off and on, and surfing through Tinder. I like alternative girls, so I tend to click on those pages. And but usually when you get into those pages, usually you start reading something like, I'm a polypan demi-goblin. I'm already in 4 relationships, no time for another, friends only. I basically just want cuddling, movies, sex, maybe more. So they say 2 heads are better than 1, but I don't know. I think my dick looks kind of weird. I went to the doctor about it the other day. He ran a few tests and said it tasted fine. But I'm not sure if it's a doctor or a traveling nurse if it's on a Greyhound. One more and I'll leave you guys to the better comics of the night. Thank you for having me. Who's excited for what's to come? Give it up for the comics to come. Give it up for your host, LJ. Alright, so who here knows, I can't talk tonight apparently. Who here knows how bald eagles mate?
Oh, yeah, I do.
How's that, man?
Mid-air, and they keep plummeting to the ground.
That's exactly right. They fly up into the air as high as they can possibly go. I mean, I'm not an eagle. I think it's as high as they can go. They lock up and they free fall to earth. And when they're about this high from the ground, they just disperse and fly off from each other. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm 34 years old and I'm tired of regular sex. I think it'd be pretty cool if we tried it that way. Just can you imagine? Every time you have an orgasm, it's sponsored by Red Bull. Thank you guys, I'm Zach Hendrick.
Yes, keep it going for